Hello everyone and welcome back to our Hearts of Iron playthrough of Legionary Romania. Now, you may notice that things look a little bit different than they did the last time we left off. And that's because I kind of fucked up recording. I recorded another half-hour gameplay and then screwed up in the actual recording of it. And because this game's in Iron Man mode, I can't actually go back and reload past saves, so I kind of just have to run from here and just see what happens and try and fill you in as best I can. Not a whole lot happened. Probably the most significant thing is we did successfully take over Hungary. That's right where I left off, is we successfully took Budapest, which meant we took over Hungary. They've capitulated. We didn't do it with any help from the Germans, which is important because that means the Germans don't get any of Hungary. What else has changed? National Spain officially won, I think, when we left off last time. You know, we knew they were going to win, but they hadn't officially taken over, and now they have. And in the far eastern front, Japan and China, I think they're still very much at the main spot. Japan has Beijing and Tianjin, which I don't know if they did before, but they're kind of held up at this river, which is usually how this goes. Quite often, actually, China will push back through Manchukuo and then screw Japan over, so we'll have to see. I think even this kind of southern front is still very much the same. Slowed down in the mountains, not really accomplishing a whole lot. And then if we also look at Germany, we are still the only other person on the Axis. Italy's still on the Axis. Japan's still on the Axis. The Czech has not been claimed yet. Germany hasn't claimed Memel or anything yet, so not really a whole lot besides the capitulation of Hungary has happened. So, with that being said, let's just get back into it. When we took over Hungary, we got more factories, both military and civilian, so you have to choose what to do with military. We're pretty good for infantry equipment right now, so let's just up some of what we need. So we need some more motorized and another set of tanks. We also have some army experience to spend. Now, I did do this on the one that I messed up recording, so I'll do it again. I'll show you how to spend this stuff. So you go to this whole recruit and deploy screen. You can go to whichever one you want to edit. So let's say you want to edit my infantry. I can edit it. And I did last time I edited it to put the hospitals in the support section so we don't lose as many people now, which is important for us because we don't have a ton of manpower. We've gone a lot more now that we've upped our conscription law, but it's still not a ton. The other thing we can do with it is if we go to production, when we're selecting to build light tank, we can create a variant. So I can say, oh, I want to make a tank with better armor. Let's just say +1 everything. And you can see how much experience this will cost down here, and we have how much we need, how much we have up top. So let's go 1 and 1. The next place we're going to be fighting is Yugoslavia, so probably just up the guns and the armor if we can. Yeah, so let's do that. So now, instead of producing these, we're going to cancel the production of the regular tanks, because fuck that. We're going to get the better tanks, the Mark 1. I do think some countries actually get the specific names of tanks, but I think because we're a minor country, we don't. We're also not producing any fighters, which we need some of, so I'll put a fighter there. Take 1 factory off, 2 factories off tanks, 3. That can't count. 3 and put them on to fighters. So we have enough support equipment for now. We have a lot excess, actually, but that's not a bad thing. Like, having excess of this stuff is not bad. But maybe we can take some off. Put some here. And then 1 here and 1 there. Same with infantry. We've got an excess of infantry equipment, which is quite good. Now I have to do some rebalancing of the trading, of course, because we've switched everything all around. And we need rubber. So there's 2 elements we have to do here. So we need rubber. First of all, go to the Netherlands. Buy the rubber. Now you can see here, so we took over Hungary, which has a lot of aluminium. And we're still importing 8, so we can cancel that import. And then same with steel. We got a bit more steel, so we're importing 40 steel, but we have a surplus of 10. So what we can do is we can scale back by 8. So that will only import 32 and have a surplus of 2. Just a bit more efficient. We're trading away. We're not unnecessarily giving away factories and shit. Modified government. Partial mobilization. Probably war economy is a better one. War economy lets us build things quicker and is much more efficient. So let's just upgrade to that. So the next war is going to be against Yugoslavia, I think. Or the Czech. Or the Polish. So there's a bunch of shit, like, we don't really know. So let's just try and divvy up these armies. So where do we need our mountain troops the most? Poland doesn't really have mountains. There's like a ridge here, but not a huge amount. The Czech has some mountains, but the Czech army is not huge. The Yugoslavia definitely has mountains, but they're not going to be concerned with that. Greece has a bunch, but we're going to save Greece for now. We'll take them over later. We will take the Greeks. But we'll turn a blind eye for now. And the Soviets don't really have mountains. So nowhere super needs our mountain troops. So I guess we'll keep them at the Czech. That's probably the best use of them. I don't know. Let's just get some standing armies and we can... Okay, so this will be our Yugoslavia. Down. This is what our Yugoslavia force is going to be. You going down. We'll do you. Set up a front line. So we can just, rather than have to right click and drag, we can just click and it automatically makes it the entire border. Oh, we don't want that part. Thing is, we don't need it to go all the way around through Italy. Like, we only care about the border that's bordering us. We don't care about putting them through the German and Italian part, because they'll deal with that. We're more than competent in dealing with that. You know what, let's get a bulk of our army in the Czech. Yeah, in the Czech. Check your privilege. How do you spell privilege? Or is it the other way around? Is it privilege? Or is it privilege? I think that's it. Maybe that one. I don't fucking know. I don't English. Anyways, these guys will make a front line. Now, my reasoning for this is that we're going to want to take the Czech before we take Poland. Right? Yeah. Because then we can just... And then this force will just become the Polish force. So whatever's left is these 14 dudes. Soviet and Polski defense. And they will have the job of defending both. Actually, I think there's a way to do this and also make another front line here. So we have two front lines. And then if I go, where's the select half an army? Half of current divisions go there, and the other 7. There we go. So half of the divisions are defending against the Soviets, half against the Polish. We'll put you guys in the you going down. Oh, wrong button. There we go. So, now I know these 7 guys are not going to be able to hold off the Soviets. That's not the intent. War with the Soviets will hopefully be a far in the future thing. They are just there to kind of slow them down if they have to. And then we have nobody against our border with Greece and Turkey, but I think that should actually be fine. I don't think we should need anyone. Like, I really don't think they'll have the guts to attack us. I think Turkey, if I remember correctly, Turkey remains fairly neutral until eventually declaring for the Axis. Well, we do want to take them over soon, because if they declare for the Axis, then we can't take them over. And that's kind of annoying. I think Greece and Italy eventually go at it. Maybe. Yeah, because they're not protected. Okay. So that's good for now. Munich Agreement. France and Britain. So the Allies have started to be formed now. What the cornerstones of the Allies, i.e. UK and France, have now synced up. And have said they will defend each other if attacked. And this is kind of in response to Germany's aggression and other Germany hasn't done. We've done more. If we look at 66% world tension, we have caused the most. We've caused 23%. And it's been a bit caused by, obviously, Spain, a bit caused by Japan. Actually, let's see, how's this war going? Japan. So yeah, Japan's still stuck at this river. And the force in the south is doing a bit of breakthrough. Oh, free factories. Need more. So people might be wondering, why do we suddenly go from being filled to need a bunch? That's because if we look at our training, right now we have all these guys who are fully prepared, so they need no more equipment and they're about to go down. But as soon as they're deployed, we have it set to infinitely make more. So the next batch will need a ton. Like right now, they went from needing no equipment to needing like thousands or hundreds. Which probably meant that for a bit there would have said, oh, you need more than you have, or some bullshit. Anyways, sorry, what was I doing? Political effort. Let's get some construction. Finish it off, and then we can start working on improving our army. We have some research. Oh shit, yeah, we have 5 research slots. I don't know. Let me do this, because I did obviously do some new research and some new political shit in the one that was missed. So I'll show you. We basically, I don't know how far we got. We went political effort all the way down to militarism, which just means fascism a bit stronger in the country. We're getting more youth in. The next one gets us more recruitable population. And then we mainly went industry. I don't think we haven't touched army, aviation, or naval yet. The next one will be army, because I think us having a big navy or big aviation is not realistic. Like, I don't think we're never going to be a naval. We can have better, but that's never going to be our strong point. What do we want to research now? So I think weapons 2 is a good thing to get now. This means better infantry weapons, which means better infantry. Okay, so let's get some of this stuff, because a lot of things are filled and there's a lot where we need a shit ton of stuff. So let's do that. Let's get only 2 on you. Get 2 up there. Let's take 2 more off support. Put 2 more there. Better artillery. We don't have anything that uses artillery right now, I don't think. Anti-air and anti-tank. Anti-tank is very good for going against Germany and eventually against the States. But France doesn't really have a massive armored divisions, not the way Germany does. So I think just better artillery. Artillery is really good against infantry. What is this? So disperse support is artillery, and integrated is support units. I think we'll go support, because a lot of the artillery we're running is support artillery as well. So we may as well go support. Oh, we have new mountaineers deployed. I think actually if we go to recruit and deploy, this is it. This is going to be the last set of mountaineers. I'm going to make more infantry. And cavalry are really kind of shit. Honestly, I don't really see the benefit of cavalry. They can zip around really quickly, which I guess is what's good about them. But I kind of prefer to, say, get tanks or get some motorized units instead of cavalry. They tend to be stronger. The only time I ever use cavalry is when you start off with it. At least with me. The only time I've ever used cavalry is starting off with. Let's also get some battle plans drawn up, because you will eventually go to war. So it's just good to have these plans at the ready. So for you going down, we want to take Belgrade. That's our big thing, is we want to push in and take Belgrade. We don't really care about the rest. Like we've seen, the wars in this game work off victory points. And obviously, see, Belgrade's worth 15. The other cities are only worth 1. 5, 1. And it's take a certain amount of victory points, the country's going to capitulate quicker, and you get more of a share if you go to war with like allies. And since I think Italy will go to war with Yugoslavia soon, hopefully, then we can go to war with them as well. And then while they're all fighting the Italians, we can get the capital out from them. And then probably push on to Greece. I think after we take Yugoslavia, it's probably a good time to go for Greece and Turkey. Oh, okay. And then, because we don't want to because we keep delaying, either Italy will take Greece or Greece will do something stupid, or we will lose the opportunity. We want Greece and Turkey because it really allows us to actually have a navy, because right now we're confined to the Black Sea. But if we can get Greece and Turkey, it will give us a lot more naval factories. And I think someday we're going to betray the Axis. I think our long-term goal is to betray the Axis and take Italy. Like, if we can take Italy, if we can betray the Axis at the same time the Soviets do, and then maybe the Soviets won't focus on us. Oh, the other thing we want to do, what are you constructing? So we're building a bunch of infrastructure, repairing infrastructure that was damaged in Hungary. We want to repair it first. Having just a bunch, we can build some land forts, and what they do is exactly what you think. They give you extra defense in that region. I think we can just start to fortify along the Soviet border a bit. So if we really fortify and dig in and chock our units full of infantry or artillery, the Soviets are really going to have a hard time pushing through. And they might not even be that aggressive. Oh, there we go. Germans claimed Memel. It was passed. Yeah. Oh, so construction efforts done. Let's start working on army. That's going to be our big thing for the next few years. So you can see Germany now has this little slice here called Memel. It's more symbolic than strategic. It does have some strategic benefits. It gives them access to a harbor. And now Lithuania only has access to one harbor. But it is more symbolic of them reclaiming old territories. What do we need? What do we need? High Command. Commando Expert, Special Forces Attack, Paradrop Attack, and Bombing. We don't need any of those right now. Military Theorist. Army Research Gain 0.5 a day is really good. I think Army over Air. Because we will have an Air Force. We do have an Air Force of... how many fighters? 67 fighters. Which is not big. But we're going to have way more of an army. And although we can like work and we're building new fighters and all that shit, it's never going to be what wins us the game. It's never going to be the Air Force. I kind of want to declare war on Greece. But I should wait. I should wait till Yugoslavia gets taken. Like, I know in my mind I should wait, but my heart just wants to go to war with the Greeks. And just take Athens. This is going to be a slog, because this is all mountains. Like, such a slog. I'm always wondering if we should take Turkey first. And then we have the ability to use a navy. The Greek does have a good navy. Like, the Grecian navy is not something to be ignored. What was that? Well, we're not producing that we need. The only thing we need is light tanks. Everything else we're good. Ooh, okay, there we go. Sorry. Just flicking around. So let's take some off of motorized and onto light tanks. Because we're producing 2 a day, and we need 76. Like, that's going to be like a month before we're done. So we can see, like, this will update. This will get more efficient. So it's like 3 a day, 3.101. So every day it increases by a little bit. We get a little bit more efficient, reduce more and more. Okay, see, now we've deployed some guys. We need more stuff. So let's get some guys off of you onto you. And a couple guys off motorized onto equipment. What do we need? Insufficient. We need more steel. Now that we've rejigged things around, we need a bit more steel. Always go to Germany. We have any with the Soviets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel our 2 with the Soviets and buy 2 more with the Germans. It's the same price for us, but it just means that we're not relying on them. So when long-term we do go to war with them, we won't get fucked from a trade point of view. And rubber, we're importing 16, but we only actually use 6 of it. So we're going to scale back factories by 1. And that's because we stopped producing as many planes and motorized cars now, so we don't need that much rubber for the tires. We just finished this, which is research time. Encryption and decryption. That gives your soldiers an advantage, basically. And prevents them from being able to see what you're researching in a player game. But it's more important for... It gives your soul... If you can't decrypt the enemy's orders, your soldiers have a disadvantage. And if the enemy can't encrypt your... or decrypt your orders, you have an advantage. Industry. More machine tools. Better machine tools, rather. So I'm trying to think. Does the war with Poland happen before the war with Yugoslavia? No, the Czech. You can't go to Poland. They're supposed to take the Czech first, right? Or at least this part of the Czech. Once this part of the Czech's claimed, I can probably take the rest. because we should just have the forces. And then it might be Poland, actually. Germany, like, just looking at their positioning, they're definitely gearing up for war. Like, they've got, like, 3... Oh, no, there's a bunch of guys here. Defending poor Luxembourg. Oh, you're going to try Luxembourg, but there's nothing you can do. Because you're a city. It's also kind of its own country, in a weird way. Kind of like the Vatican, I think. I think. My knowledge of Luxembourg's accurate. It's kind of like the Vatican. Okay. Just in case, let's get some more people to the Soviet and Polski defense. The fate of Czechoslovakia. Ah, yes. Yes, the Slovakia is declared dependent. No more Czech. So there we go. The Czech is down. It's just Slovakia. We could probably go to war, I guess. Albania submits to Italy. So you can see now what was Albania is now Italy. Can we... Oh, Slovakia is part of the Axis. Shit. Well, there goes my world history knowledge. These check your privilege people are going to go to Poland, I think. So I think what we shall do is assign all of this army. Well, let's pause the game here. Let's pause the game. Because I think the war is literally just about to kick off. Assign all of this army to Russia. And assign the check your privilege to this. And... Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, shit. I fucked that up. I accidentally made them all one army. Because when I clicked on the other army's borders. If I highlight, it's all of these guys, I think. Who the hell here's part of the army? A bunch of infantry. What infantry? Oh, because they all joined. Right. No, make these guys a separate army. The Pierogi Force. Man, just my mission to offend every nationality, apparently. Now you can see this guy can... He is a general, so he's only supposed to have 24 divisions. He has 25. He's not being completely efficient, so we're going to promote him. Yeah, click on him. He is Ion Mihail. So you promote him, means he can have unlimited, but he loses his benefit for fighting in the hills and a bit of skill. Long run, it's a better thing. Short run, it's kind of bad, but it'll be worth it long run. Okay, the Pierogi Force is there. We don't need anybody on the Czechoslovakia, or just Slovakia, rather. Yugoslavia is doomed to fall eventually. I'm not... I wish I knew history better, because I would know exactly when. Motorization and army effort are done. Whoa. Oh, so we just kind of got this automatically when we did army, and I don't know why. But I guess that's cool. Let's get equipment. So, Poland's part of the Allies now. I always thought that Germany declared war on Poland and then Poland joined the Allies, not the other way around. Oh shit, so this is what I mean. So Japan's supposed to win the war against China, and look, China has taken back Beijing, they're pushing Japan back, so Japan's likely to lose. Like, I don't even know what we can do. We can send volunteers if we want. We did before. We didn't really do a whole lot. We're not a... Let's see how many can we send. We can send 3. Like, that's not enough. China has a ton of people. And Japan really needs to win the war quickly while the Chinese are not fully organized. Because China has way more manpower. And the fact that they haven't taken and being pushed back is kind of the end for Japan. So hopefully we can get China to join the Axis. That just boost party popularity. So we can spend our political power. So you can see here we're spending 0.25 a day to boost party popularity in China. So hopefully China in the future, I'll probably leave that on and forget about it. But maybe in the future China will go fascist and join us. What do we... It keeps flicking up saying we're missing something and then disappearing. Maybe we'll planes and reserves. Yeah, I'll deploy them once we actually go to war. They're finding reserves right now. Okay, what are we missing? Artillery. Well, we have a shit ton of artillery. Oh, no, we don't. We're down. Yeah, we need some artillery. Okay. Improved artillery as well. Oh, that's probably why, because I want to upgrade. Maybe? No? Yeah, let's try and stock up on these. Like, we still need some. Like, we still haven't been able to finish this out. So even when it goes to being filled... Oh, shit. See, they're being... Oh, okay, so that was producing new ones. For... No, I don't get this. I'm kind of confused now. Oh, okay. So he's using that first to build new sets of armored units, and now it's going around upgrading the ones using the shittier tanks. Surplus. Need tungsten. Portugal. There we go. Excellent. And then how's our constructions coming? Still building a lot of infrastructure. How does our infrastructure look as a country? Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Minimum 6. That is absolutely excellent. Okay. Man, this is probably about time to end this episode, but it's been a bit of a slow one. I will say that. Like, not a whole lot's really happened. Like, Italy took Albania. That's kind of the way Hearts of Iron goes. Like, it does jump and slow down. Alright. So we'll do. Start justifying a war goal. Conquer. We want Serbia. Yeah. Serbia. We're going to start conquering Serbia. We'll start making a justification for it. So the Allies are guaranteeing Yugoslavia. So that's probably why we haven't gone to war with them yet. Is because once Germany goes to war with the Allies, we really easily can. But until then, we should wait. But you can see because of world tension, it's only going to take us 160 days to justify instead of the however many. It was like over a year last time. I think, or almost a year or something. So just the more and more shitty the world gets, the easier it is to declare war. Which is kind of a weird shitty cycle, because then that'll in turn make this higher, but that's kind of the way the world works, unfortunately. Oh, Japan. Japan did have a good push, actually, in this east. This eastern bit is really good, actually. If they can keep this bit up, they still have a chance. Oh, fuck it. I'll send them help. Fuck it. So it's 3 divisions. Let's try and send some armor, I think. The Jap attack. As in, we're helping the Japanese attack, not the other way around. I'll get another armor off of there. And what about someone on the Russian border? You. You only have 3. Get a new commander. Yeah, we can afford it. General Valery Kuster. Alright, Japan. Okay, good infantry equipment. Send volunteers. Yeah, here we go. Send you guys. Japan will allow Italy's bond with Germany. Italy's part of the Axis. There we go. We're not the only ones in the Axis now with Germany. Molotov-Ribbentrop. Good. That's progressing like it should be. I got better infantry equipment. Mountain troops are way too far ahead. Let's get... We won't use paratroopers in the near future, but Marines could be useful if we do want to go into Greece by the sea. Land doctrine. We're already researching. Naval and air. Let's get the next step of our air doctrine. So air support missions are more efficient. Those are always good to have because they don't cost anything to implement. Like, it's not like upgrading technology where you have to now produce them. As soon as you do it, they're in effect. The 18th of April we will arrive. Okay, I have to end here because we're starting to run way over time now. I apologize for being a bit of a slow episode and all the issue with, missing an episode in between. But next episode things should kick up because now that we're part of the Axis, the war on Poland's imminent. Even if that some reason doesn't happen, we can at least fight the Chinese with the Japanese and see if we can somehow, if our 3 tanks can be enough to turn the tide of war. I think if we can push into Nanjing, we can force a lot of these guys to pull back. And then maybe Japan can reclaim some of that. Also, we have to start preparing ourselves to prep against Turkey. I think what we'll do, Since we signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, I think we can afford to move these guys. Just the guys... Move these guys down here, I think, actually. Like, yeah, we can do this. Delete that unit. Delete this order. And now you are... These guys will now be the Turkish delights. There we go. Okay, sorry, I got a bit sidetracked. I always get sidetracked in this game. But that's where we're going to leave off for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any tips or comments, just leave them below and I'll be sure to read them at some point. Leave a like if you want. If you like the video, it supports me. And have a great day.